What's up, everybody? It's Carl's Collects Comics, and I'm back with another top 10 list. This time I'm going to be sharing with you my picks for the top 10 Daredevil comics to add to your collection. So stay tuned. Alright folks, so here we are. As of the recording of this video, it has been a while since we got to see Matt Murdock re-enter the MCU. He did so first in Spider-Man No Way Home. Thunderous applause in the screening that I was in. After that, he appeared in She-Hulk in his original gold and red costume. And some people liked his appearance in that. Some people didn't. I thought it was fun and funny, and I thought it kind of fit. But at the same time, yeah, I would have liked to have seen some more crime fighting and street level stuff, a little bit more of the grim and gritty Daredevil. But I understood what they were going for. And now we've had it shared with us that Daredevil Born Again is going to be a massive series that's going to be coming to Disney Plus in a couple of years. This is being recorded at the beginning of 2023, and I think we're still a year and a half out from seeing Daredevil Born Again come to streaming. So lots of interest around the character, lots of cool books associated with the character. So I just picked and chose. Now remember, with some of these characters that go all the way back to the Silver Age, a top 10 list is barely scratching the surface. So I want to hear from you in the comments below after you watch this video. What do you think I missed? What do you think I should have added? What are some Daredevil books that you think people should be picking up? So make sure and share that in the comments below. Also make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Tons of cool stuff going on. Lots of giveaways and lots of programming coming here, and hopefully some really cool announcements coming in the next few months, the first couple quarters of 2023. But hey, let's get to the top 10 Daredevil comics you should think about adding to your collection. So here we go. Number 10 on my list is Marvel Superheroes King Size Special number 1. So this is the first reprint of the material from Daredevil number 1, along with the material from Avengers number 2, and the first battle between Namor and the Golden Age Human Torch. I've included a few reprints on this list because the first printing of Daredevil number 1 has gotten so expensive over the past couple of years, and until you can save up for it, you might consider this fun book for your collection. So a quick scan of eBay revealed that this issue can be found as low as $10 and as high as $150, grade and seller dependent. Now when I look at the price spread though, my eyes gravitate towards a solid upper mid-grade raw copy, something in the 7.0 to 8.0 range, at about $35 as being the target collector's price for this issue. Now it's a fun book with plenty of bonus material, and these vintage reprints have been heating up as the original first prints become more and more unattainable for the average collector. So consider adding this one to your collection because it's got multiple things going on with it, not just the first reprint of the first Daredevil. And also, this is the first reprint of the material, so that gives it a little bit of a boost in terms of desirability. You may want to look into it. Number 9 on my list is Daredevil number 1, the Wizard Ace edition by J. Scott Campbell. Alright, so this is a pretty cool variant cover that I had no idea that existed until I started researching for this video. It's technically a reprint of Daredevil number 1, but it's one of countless many that Wizard produced with new cover art and original comic material. I found these readily available on eBay for between $20 and $30, grade and seller dependent. There's even a CGC 9.2 Signature Series slabbed copy signed by J. Scott Campbell for $99 plus shipping. That's pretty affordable. A collector's target price would be $22 for a raw copy in high grade. And as you know, with 2023, I've started to add what I consider to be a fair price for like a target collector's price for these books, for each book that I add to a top 10 list. So, you know, just gives you a little something to go off of. But keep in mind, I do tend to skew a little bit lower on it because I do try to keep, you know, books from getting too inflated. I think we've passed that as a collecting community, and it's time to look at more realistic valuations for a lot of these books. Alright, so this book, number 9, or this Daredevil #1 Wizard Ace edition, it's a fun edition if you're new to Daredevil and don't want a collected edition but would rather have single issues for your collection. It also has the added benefit of having a fun J. Scott Campbell variant cover. I thought it was neat. You know, it's not the best cover I ever saw, but it was neat to see Kingpin and Daredevil facing off that way. So number 8 on my list is Marvel Tales number 11. So this reprints Amazing Spider-Man number 16, the first meeting and battle between Spider-Man and Daredevil. I considered the original, but it's become cost prohibitive, and this is a Daredevil-centric list, so I'd rather you put your hard-earned dollars towards Daredevil books. Every Marvel character's first meeting with Spider-Man is a big deal, so you've got to include it, but this cool reprint features a similar cover to the original and some fun backup features as well. Well worth considering for such a low price. Now, based on recent eBay asking prices, this book ranges from $3 up to $30 when included with a lot of 10 other books, which is a pretty decent deal as far as I'm concerned. My target collector's price for this book would be no more than $12 for a high grade copy, something around an 8.0 or so. Number 7 on my list is Daredevil number 57 from Volume 1. So in this issue, Matt Murdock, Daredevil, reveals his secret identity to Karen Page. Now on the surface, this might not appear to be a big deal, but it's this revelation which eventually will lead to the entire Daredevil Born Again storyline. It's Karen Page's desperation that betrays Daredevil's trust and causes his fall from grace. It's another cool book worth considering for your collection, and definitely not a pricey edition. On eBay, I saw quite a few copies of this book for sale, ranging from $18 to a little over $30, grade and seller dependent. Because it's readily available and not necessarily a highly regarded key book, I'd set the target collector's price for this issue at $30 for a decent grade copy, at least a 7.0. And I will say that I'll say this about this one. Some of these books have not quite gotten a lot of attention. That's why I like to point them out. And for me, being a huge fan of the original Daredevil Born Again storyline, I think that this is a really great prelude to that and to the events of that storyline. Well worth considering, especially for an older book. I think it's a 15-cent cover price on it. Number 6 on my list is Daredevil number 168 from Volume 1, which is the first appearance and origin of Elektra. So Daredevil's most notable love interest, and he's had quite a few, and an intriguing character in her own right, Elektra has long been a part of Daredevil's mythos and his story, so it makes sense to include her first appearance issue on this list. I don't know what the future plans are for the character moving forward, but her relevance hasn't changed much. She belongs in every Daredevil fan's collection. Now on eBay, the book's readily available, but you're definitely going to pay for it. I didn't find any copies for under $205, with the lowest price copy being it was a low grade copy, and it was a pence variant. Some people are into those, some people are not. Most graded copies in the 6.0 to 8.0 range go for between $230 and $350 as of the recording of this video. Anything above that, and you're looking at a graded book in excess of $500. My target collector's price for this book would be $300 for a high-grade raw copy, something between an 8.0 and a 9.2. Now remember, if you go graded, you will pay more. For some, it may be worth it. If you're a big Daredevil fan, it may be worth it to save up for this and get a book in high grade for a favorite character in the Daredevil corner of the Marvel universe. there's a, yeah, if you can get a CGC Signature Series slab above 9.0 and signed by Miller or Jansen, definitely something worth considering. Number 5 on my list of the top 10 Daredevil comics that you should add to your collection is Daredevil number 7, Volume 1. So this is the first appearance of Daredevil in his iconic red suit. Now this book has become more interesting to collectors for the suit appearance, and I have to agree that it is an important book, but I feel it's become a bit overinflated for what it actually is. Dealers and resellers love the idea of any book being considered a major key, and a new costume, even a major one like this, doesn't necessarily justify such a higher price tag. That being said, I included it because you should recognize it, and it's definitely worth adding to your collection. On eBay, 4.0 and 4.5 graded copies are going for $350, give or take. To find a 5.0 graded copy or better, you're looking at $600 or more. My suggestion on this book is to look for a clean, mid-grade copy of this book in the $450 price range, and only buy from a reputable dealer or shop that you trust. And that is if you're going to buy now. Honestly, I think that many collectors are flocking to this book because Daredevil number 1 has priced many collectors out, and they're all looking for a more affordable key. And with his suit being the red version, I can see the appeal. Now, whether or not this book will hold its value is another story. For the same money, you can find a graded copy of Daredevil number 2 right now for less in the $500 to $600 range for a CGC 4.0. As always with these, I like to stress, do your own research. Save up your money, and always be on the lookout for a deal. If you are, and this is one of the benefits of being connected to a local comic shop in your area, when a big book comes through, and if they know you and you're on a first name basis and you're doing regular business with them, that will more than justify a conversation about maybe putting the book on layaway or working out some kind of a trade and cash deal, or if you have close to the amount but not quite enough, them giving you a discount, for years of patroning their business. So, again, like I said, these higher dollar books in the hundreds of dollars of range, you want to make sure to get the best deal possible and get the most for your money. So do your research. Number 4 on my list is Daredevil number 226 through 233 from Volume 1. This is the Born Again storyline. So it's taken center stage since the title of the Disney Plus relaunch was announced. I am going to be completely honest, as much as I love the storyline, the entendre of Daredevil being born again into the Marvel Cinematic Universe from the Netflix Marvel Universe, I think that's why they chose it, and it's an iconic storyline. I am hoping they're going to utilize a lot of the storyline, but I just don't know how much of it they will. But I'm hoping for them to use a lot of it in this one. But I've also seen the rumor that White Tiger is going to be in it, which I'm very excited about. But yeah, it could be all over the place. So yeah, like I said, it's doubtful that this will be a strict adaptation of the famed comic storyline by Frank Miller. But truth be told, this is such an iconic storyline and so definitive to Daredevil lore that it really should be in every collector's collection. It's a defining story and an amazing read, so I highly recommend picking it up when you come across it. And it's not an overly pricey storyline to assemble either. I've been picking them up right now for, as of the recording of this video, for about 6 months now, and they're really not affordable. They're out there and they're easier to find. So I set a collector's target price for each issue at an average of $8 per issue, going for a higher grade copy in the 8.0 range or more. So this gives you a total budget of $64 to complete the entire run, and that's a very doable number for an iconic storyline like this one. Especially if you decide to spring for very high-grade raw copies. In no universe could I recommend getting graded copies of this book or of these books, but to each their own. But do watch out though, as many dealers will try and gouge you on the price for these books. They're very common and you shouldn't pay a premium. That in mind, this is timely because slowly but surely these books are disappearing from back issue bins. So you'll want to pick them up right now rather than waiting until a trailer appears for the show. I classified the Daredevil Born Again storyline up there with the Batman Year One storyline. I put it up there with Infinity Gauntlet, the original Infinity Gauntlet miniseries, the Crisis on Infinite Earths, Watchmen, The Dark Knight. These are iconic storylines that are character defining, and they're going to be ageless, and they're going to continue to gain value and be important books for the character. And I think, for the longest time, the Born Again storyline has just languished in back issue bins, just completely unappreciated. But I'm glad to see it getting some attention, and I'm hoping that people will assemble the run and read it, because it really is fantastic. I read it as a 13-year-old middle schooler, and just was rocked by it. It was so gritty and grim, but yet hopeful. And I just loved how human the Matt Murdock character was in it. So, highly recommended. Consider checking it out. Number 3 on my list is Daredevil number 131 from Volume 1. So this is the first appearance of Bullseye. Now, as arch enemies go, Bullseye definitely has some staying power, and his iconic costume and power set will definitely have the character maintaining value on his first appearance for a while. This book is a cool addition to any collector's Daredevil box. Copies can be found for as low as $180 on eBay in the 4.0 to 5.0 range, but the higher the grade, the higher the price, and of course you can expect to pay more as the grade goes higher. My suggestion for a newer Bronze Age book like this is to go for a higher grade and pay a bit more, aiming for at least an 8.5 grade range. Raw, of course, and with a target collector's price of no more than $375. Many may scoff at this and say it's too low a budget, but cash without fees can get a lot of attention from a potential seller, especially in this economy. So there's still many deals to be had, and you might even be able to strike a better deal if you catch the right dealer on the right day. It's happened to me plenty of times. People, a dealer for a cash, no fee sale via someplace like Instagram, dealers will drop prices by $50 to $150 depending on the price of the book, because they know, cash is king, and if they can make a sale, nobody wants to be stuck sitting on expensive paper. And this is one of those ones. It is plentiful, so you want to make sure that you don't overpay for it, because you don't want to be regretting it later on. You want to be happy with the purchase that you made. So like I said, do your research, get out there, hunt for deals, especially at conventions. If you can make it to a convention, go cash in hand. They will make deals with you. You will find a dealer that will make deals with you. Number 2 on my list is Daredevil number 2 from Volume 1. So this is the second appearance of Daredevil, and bonus, it's the second appearance of Electro, the popular Spider-Man villain. So this book doesn't get as much recognition as I think it should, but for every Daredevil fan and collector, this book is right up there under the first issue, especially if you're building a run. As mentioned earlier with Daredevil number 7, this book is definitely an affordable key book, with CGC 4.0s going for $500 to $600 on eBay without negotiating. In my opinion, this is an overlooked and undervalued book given its significance. Target collector's price for a mid-grade raw copy in the 5.0 to 7.0 range would be $350, and I'd even say to keep an eye out for a higher grade copy in the 8.0 range, and consider spending between $550 and $600 for the right book from the right seller on the right day. Again, like I said, buying some of these books is a lot like buying a car. If you hit 18 different dealers at a mid to large size convention that have the same book, and you have cash in hand, one of them will take will take the deal with you. Okay, I mean, you know, don't go up to them with like, you know, $100 or something, or expect them to come down, you know, $300 or $400 off of whatever sticker price they have. You know, they have overhead, but I'm just saying, don't overpay for books. Do your research, have your cash in hand or in your electronic payment, and the deal will come to you. So, number 1 on my list of the top 10 Daredevil comics to add to your collection is, of course, Daredevil number 1 from Volume 1. So this is it. This is the crown jewel of any Daredevil collector or fan's collection. It's the first appearance of Daredevil. This is a classic Silver Age Stan Lee creation at Marvel's peak. This is the grail for every Daredevil fan and for many collectors, especially with the character's rise in popularity over the past couple of years. His resurgence kicked off when the rumors broke that he'd be appearing in Spider-Man No Way Home, and we saw the book quickly begin rising in value. Now it's definitely a full investment book, weighing in at $2,000 to $3,000 for a low-grade slabbed copy. As of the recording of this video, there was only one complete copy on eBay, a CGC 2.5 with an asking price of $2,850 and free shipping. Though I cannot advise a new or intermediate collector making a purchase like this over eBay. Plus, that price does feel very overinflated. I would put a target price of $1,850 for a raw mid-grade copy, maybe in the 4.0 to 5.0 range, as long as you're paying via a fee-free platform like Cash in Hand or Friends and Family on PayPal. As always, this is just my gut feeling. Do your research prior to making an investment level buy for a book like this. Again, I know that there are those who will scoff at some of the Target collector's prices that I share. That's fine. That's your prerogative. You can have your own opinion and do that on your own channel if you feel led to. But for me, what I'll try to do with those who are watching, the collectors, both new and intermediate who are watching, you know, even the expert level ones, is I try to share what I feel a fair price is for that book, without the FOMO, without the hype, without the inflation, you know, the manipulated inflation that can happen sometimes when there's film appearances. And the bottom line is that if you have your cash in hand and it's a fair offer, many dealers will consider it. Now, as evidenced by the scarcity of copies of this book, it's not a scarce book, but the scarcity of books for sale should tell you something. Many people are holding on to it. They're waiting for it to, for the first trailer to drop for the Daredevil Born Again streaming series. When that happens, the prices will jump. There will be many more copies for sale. The goal for you, if you're a collector seeking to add this, is to avoid that period of time around when the trailer drops, because it's going to be bonkers, and what people are going to be asking for this book is I feel probably going to be out of line. So you want to stick to your guns, and like I said, I've stressed it a few times, do your research, have your money ready, and the right deal will find you. So these are my picks for the top 10 Daredevil comics to add to your collection. What did you think about them? As I said at the top of the video, make sure and share in the comments below what you thought of this top 10 list. I love making these because I love helping new and intermediate collectors build their collection and find really cool books and learn about really cool books that they should be keeping an eye out for. As always, make sure and drop a comment below. I still do try to respond to every comment. Not always right away, but I try to do it as quickly as possible after the comment's posted. Make sure and like this video if you enjoyed it. And above all, consider subscribing to the channel. There are top 10 lists and LCS spotlights, all kinds of cool videos hitting every Friday or every weekend. We also have our regular live streams going on Mondays and Wednesdays. You want to check those out on other playlists here on the channel. I am Carl's Collects Comics, and thank you so much for spending some time with me and going through this list. I've enjoyed it greatly, enjoyed learning some more about the character and finding some more cool books that we could all be on the hunt for together. You make sure and have a great night, and I will see you next time.